It's not Wednesday, but it is October 3rd, and you know what that means.
On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
It's October 3rd.
And in honor of this special day, I am going to take you through the maths of Mean Girls and explain to you why the maths in the 2024 movie musical version is wrong. So we all know this famous scene.
The limit does not exist.
But what actually is a limit? Well, if you studied maths at university, you probably would have come across this definition. We call this the formal definition of a limit, or the epsilon delta definition, you might have heard it as, and it instills fear and dread in every single undergrad student who encounters it. But what does it actually mean in English? Well, the limit is just a value a function takes as its input gets closer to some value. So in this example, I have a function f, which takes an input of x, and we consider what happens as x gets closer to a. What value does the function f take? In this case, it takes the value of L. But x can approach from two different sides. It can approach from the left, so the negative part of our x-axis, or it can approach from the right, the positive part of the x-axis. And when the function takes the same value, both as you approach from the left and the right, this is when we say a limit exists. Now, let's look at the problem in the OG movie. This is asking us to take the limit as x tends to 0 of this function here. Now, rather than actually evaluating this as Katie somehow did in her head in the movie, it's actually easier to see what is going on by plotting it. So this is a plot of our function around 0, and as you can see, the function tends to positive infinity when you consider x coming in from the left, but it tends to negative infinity when you consider x coming in from the right. This diverges, and positive infinity is not equal to negative infinity, and so there is no limit. The limit does not exist. But where does the remake go wrong? Well, among the many things that this remake got wrong, they also changed the problem. Here is the old problem from the OG movie, and here is the new problem from the remake in 2024. Can you spot the difference? It's very subtle, but this little plus sign above the 0 changes everything. This sign means we only consider the limit as x approaches from the positive side of the x-axis, so the right. And as we saw from the graph, when x approaches from the positive side of the x-axis, the limit is negative infinity. And that is the answer Katie should have said. Now, some may argue that for a limit to exist, it has to be finite, so not infinity. But this really is just an issue with terminology. And if you consider the extended real line, which includes plus and minus infinity as points, then this really isn't an issue. The limit exists. So there you have it. Did you spot this error when you watched the movie, or have you even seen it? Did you learn something new about limits today? Let me know in the comments. Bye!